What?
Same.
What?
I'm about to get up, leave.
Nice. Yeah, how's that all coming together? I believe it. Awesome.
Wow.
Sweet. Sweet. Is it not a Kickstarter though? Is all the money coming from the live event? Is that the goal? Okay. Okay. Wait, timeout.
How much does he cost?
What?
Dang.
Like a video?
Yeah, I think it's called Cameo, right?
So you can. Oh
No,
yeah.
I was just explaining it to him.
So basically, he made a custom message for you. Is he doing it in the personality of Kevin? He does the countdown.
Oh,
He does
that's amazing.
He does the Kevin thing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And it's like in the voice where you're like, yo, that's Kevin. Dude. That's
I
kind
love
of
that.
kind of brilliant. It's like so we're doing a $25,000 fundraiser. It did cost me $25,000 to get Kevin.
I got the whole cast.
To do the whole I have the whole office cast. So now I need to make 50,000. But it's okay. Dude, that's incredible. Well, since Trace is only going to be here for
10
another
more minutes.
10 minutes, I'm clicking record you. It's been recorded. Have you played around, Trace, with school at all, or are you just too busy with the live show and everything right now?
Probably busy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Crazy. Well, you know what though? There's a good lesson in this though. Most people probably don't realize the amount of strategy that has gone behind our school layout and our course layout, and then just like the individual courses, the layouts and everything. Like most people don't realize how much time goes into just thinking about it. So you might be in that phase for a while. It's like, I just need to brainstorm and dream and like what's going to be the easiest, what makes sense, what doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Agreed. Agreed. Well, should we do some announcements quick while Trace is still here before he bounces?
Oh, Trace would get a kick out of what we worked on today.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. Okay, give me the screen.
Boy.
Give me the screen, Annie.
Aaron Shores, listen
Why
up.
did I say Annie? I saw Annie, but I meant Geo. Hi, Annie. Welcome back. Give me the screen, Annie. Come on. Annie, where were you last week? Weren't you at a birthday party?
She was at a
because you
birthday
thought
party.
it was cooler than us or something? Okay. Yep. She didn't even deny it. She's owned it. So, check this out, guys. You've been asking for a while. Trace, Aaron, I know you guys are going to get a lot of value out of this. We are finally launching our meta ads for playlists
Uh-oh.
growth course. It's not quite ready yet, but we've been going crazy hard on this the last 5 days. It's long.
We recorded about 4 hours of content today, and then we've got some other ones we got to record. Finish up.
Yeah. It's going to be a beast, but this is going to have anything and everything for how we grow our playlists.
The exact strategies, ad creatives, everything that we've ever done. We're going to throw it in here.
So between this How to Win in Spotify and the meta ads for playlist, y'all are going to get some freaking gems. Coming soon, but not yet.
Coming very soon. It's like the number one priority right now.
That's our number one priority.
like literally.
Yeah. So keep an eye out for that. I would love for this community to have just an absurd amount of artists who are rock stars at this strategy, and everybody's got their own playlist network, and it just turns into a rogue playlist artist empire. I think that'd be cool.
I think that would be cool as well. Anthem 720.
Anthem Global's got a nice ring. The Rebellion. Ooh. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. I like that.
Anthem Rebellion.
Well, how's everybody's week or two been?
Cool.
Good. Good talk. Busy? You been busy? What are you busy with?
That's fun.
Just sent it. Those are sometimes the best ones. You're just winging it. Everybody's kind of on their A game, having to pay attention. Remember back in the Mass Anthem days? Oh.
Kind of depends on the denomination too. I didn't grow up Assemblies of God, but the church that Diane and I go to now, dude, it's everything flows. Once a month they do an encounter night, worship night. And I swear they pick 5 songs and it ends up being 10 or 15 by the end of the night. And you're just flowing, man. You might not even do the 5 songs that were chosen.
Are they calling out the numbers, Nashville number system as you go?
Mm-hmm. Usually I am MDing.
Nice. Mm-hmm. See, that's my favorite. It's always oh, what's next?
I
don't know the song. Okay, here we go.
From a musical standpoint, it's super fun.
Yeah.
Because you never know where it's going to go.
It's all on the line. Yeah.
A little bit.
Kinda.
Sometimes, usually have a couple worship leaders up front, and then whoever's leading, sometimes they'll start singing a random chorus. Obviously, they're more well-known songs.
You just have to know it. You got to pivot.
You just got to know it.
Yeah.
You got to have the chops.
Annie, do you know the Nashville number system? No? Do the rest of you guys know the Nashville? Do you guys know the Nashville? Aaron does. Trace does. Amy does. Yep. Okay. Annie gets a gold star removed for. Should we start taking them away?
Tied.
The goal now for you, Trace, is to try to get Annie to lose as many stars so you can just pass her. Yep. Hey, I'm gonna make the rules. Okay, I kind of make.
I have a gold star to give away, but she's not.
She's not here. No.
So we won't.
Should we save it?
We'll save it.
Yeah.
We'll save it.
Yeah.
But you have to remind me if she shows up.
Okay.
Yeah. Kind of. Yeah. That's John Mayer's band. I don't know who she's talking about.
What about smoking? What are you smoking? Oh, yeah.
I mean, at least the ones I've gone to.
That's
yeah.
fair. Not nearly as much as birthday parties. That's why she skipped.
The little band.
The little
jam band.
The little jam band. He's a little worship band. The Grateful Dead. Oh my. Inside joke. That's good. We're gonna clip that out, so everybody thinks you smoke. By the way, the Nashville number system is a way to use music theory to speak about how to play songs with numbers, and it works for all keys. And we're probably going to eventually put that into the course somewhere.
You think?
I think we should. I know. I'm trying to get him to just put his in.
I know.
The course.
He's trying to get me to just.
Joe already made one for his community.
I've got like a
just put it in
30-page.
here.
I've got like a 30-page workbook to go along with it.
But this is the stuff that we geeked out over in college.
Super helpful. It's worth it.
Can we talk about how cool your shades look, Lenny?
It's kind of a vibe.
Yeah.
She's blocking out all them haters. What does she say? She's
What?
canceled.
What are you apologizing for?
She's gonna get canceled.
Saying you have special needs. What's that one? Is that a thing?
I don't know.
Purple glasses. How does purple colored glasses help you?
I don't know.
Oh. So she was a vampire. Guys, guess who just joined the call? Da-da-da-da. Ashley Lagunas, we have something for you.
We have something for you. I'm trying to find your page. Oh, here it is.
We were hoping you would be on the call.
Ashley Lagunas gets a gold star.
Because why?
Because your content keeps popping up on my page, and
He's
everything.
loving it.
It's a vibe. What you've got like little mini devos. You've got singing videos.
Ha! There it is. We're digging the content. Like, this is... Mm-hmm.
You just have to keep going. That's why I'm bringing it up. Like, this is a vibe. Like your little talking videos, singing videos.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm looking at TikTok. I was looking at TikTok right before we jumped on the call, and I was showing them. I was like, we got to give her a shout
It's
out.
like gold star. No, keep it up.
So,
Crisscross applesauce. Can you sit crisscross applesauce?
I don't know. It's been a long time. Yeah.
Eleni, are you trying to share some big revelation? Have you realized you can't sit crisscross applesauce? It's like, she's missing. Think of all the sitting you're missing out on if you can't sit crisscross applesauce. Like, you always need a chair everywhere, as opposed to you could just sit down anywhere you want. Dude, I saw that. You were on a rooftop on your... That was a stage? I legit thought you were on a roof. It reminded me of the factory building that we climbed with Mass Anthem to record on the roof. So I thought it was the same thing back in the day. Those Facebook...
Where was that? That was
Music
in
videos?
Murfreesboro. Yeah. We climbed on that roof. Yeah. It was a vibe.
Thought he did that.
Gotta look this up.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a factory-looking loading dock thing. It looked like there was a roof. Hey, I respected the hustle, though. It's just gone. Yeah, what's that mean, Trace?
Whoa, hang on. Show people this.
I think what he's saying is he hates lip sync. What the heck was
Watch-
that? Oh, wait,
watch
show
this.
that again.
Whoa.
Dude, more of that.
There's the real question.
Oh, he can.
Dude, Trace, this one's got 14K views. Is that organic?
How does that not look like a roof? So wait, this sucker got 14K?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
What happened with that one? So it did more on Facebook versus Instagram? Dude. To be clear, did he say if you are you doing it if you post on Instagram, it also automatically posts on Facebook? That's what you're doing? Okay.
Yeah, you can
gotcha.
do that.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
No. Sweet.
I mean, dude, if you're finding one hits, it might be worth leaning and trying more pieces of content like that. Yeah. But I like the location and like that vibe. That it's less like, like the lip syncy, like, there's definitely more of like that kind of masculine edge vibe that fits your brand.
That's cool.
That'd be cool.
Nothing. It was grounded.
Just grounded.
Sweet.
Yeah. We got you.
Will do.
See you, dude.
See ya.
Finally, that Trace guy is gone. I think he's still got it. Oh, hey, Trace.
Welcome back.
Come on, man. Oh, yeah, I think the lesson here, guys, just briefly what we talked about is, man, the social media game it's just kind of like that emotional roller coaster of, wow, something's working and then it's not working. And then those long periods where like, why is nothing working? I don't want to do this anymore. But like, I'll tell you what, that's where you really become the next version of yourself. If you become somebody that can stick it out in that period, even when nobody's paying attention, it's like, it almost just kind of qualifies you for that next level. It's kind of a weird thing, but I know it's not fun. But I really do like that content, Ashley. For your like music vibe and your brand and your audience, like that feels like a really good fit. Yeah.
Yeah. Just keep doing it. Keep trying things out. And eventually something is going to pop off a little bit. Like I'm looking at Trace and like you guys are we're kind of comparing the two, and that is what's going to happen. I just wanted to encourage you a little bit to just like keep posting, keep trying different things out. And once you kind of have one of those videos that do a little bit better than others, like really start to ask questions like, why did this pop
How?
up? Is it the location? How did this,
Why?
is it something I said? Is it, and you have to start to dissect. From
When?
When, time, what did I do? Like,
I'm just coming up with questions.
who, what,
Who,
when,
what, when?
where, why? Okay.
Actually, I forget, did we talk about school at all and like communities with you? Like, did you ever
We did a
express
while ago.
interest in doing something like that? What was your like community idea again that you were going to do? Mm-hmm. What's the podcast for? Okay. Is there an opportunity here to combine all this?
Well, I can give you the idea that we have for our school group because we've bought all the equipment and we've been recording everything and running tests, but we have all the capabilities to start a podcast. And when we're ready for it, we have interviews. That's like the next level. But the idea was for our group was what if we had this become the podcast with a live audience, which is you guys, maybe on a different call at a different time. And at the end, people can engage with us and whoever we're interviewing. But primarily, the majority of it is podcast style conversations and not as much of what we're doing right now, which is kind of like a collective like conversation, usually saving the conversations to the end and it's tying it into the school group where it gives people more of an insight of like an in on the podcast versus what people are going to actually hear on Spotify or whatever. That was our idea.
And that's one of them.
One of them.
What I was getting at with you, Ashley, was, okay, who is the audience of the podcast? Is it also the same audience of your music, I would assume? Same audience? Yeah, so I could see your brand going in a way where it's like that content that you're doing right now with the devotionals and whatever, it's like, couldn't you see her leading a group, like a women's devotional group or something? Like that's like your audience that you're naturally leaning towards anyways. Like, couldn't you see that being a type of school group or community group that then you're also, yes, sharing your music with, but like the core thing is like finding a way to serve those people with things besides the music. So again, it's like we support calls, devotionals, like things to do, books you could go through as a group, like stuff like that. I would assume that are you kind of leaning towards that for the podcast content? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
Tell me about it.
Oh,
That's what I'm saying. That's the audience. That's what the feeling that I get is like the young mom audience.
how do you feel about that? Is it people?
Mm-hmm. You know what's frequently the case that we've experienced ourselves and we've learned from other people is that you tend to attract yourself. So, like if we look around in this community right now, there's a lot of similarities between what you guys are trying to do with your music careers and what we've done with our music careers and like how we've presented it. And it's like you tend to attract your demographic to yourself. And you being a mother, you know, a young mother, it's like, you know everything about that avatar. You know all the struggles, all the pain points, things you wish you had support on, things that you like think would give you life. It's like, how do you start solving that for yourself, knowing that you're creating something that solves that for all the other moms in your community? It's like, that's where the school community would be birthed out of. Like, hey, I want a really affordable way to create community and support. What does that look like?
And we've talked about it too. You don't have to charge for your school group.
Nope.
Like right away. There's different tiers where you can just invite people in for free, and you can have higher tiers above that you can figure out what to charge for. But I mean, it's funny because we had the same kind of discussion about our school group of
just like today,
of like who we need to be focusing on.
Should we share a little bit of that?
Yeah, we can be open about it.
Okay.
But yeah, we talked about really where our best value is, where our experiences are, where our skill sets are, where all of our brands at. And I think deep down we want to like branch out and like help every single artist on planet Earth like figure this out for themselves. Mm-hmm. But if there's any type of artist that's in perfect alignment with everything we've done with marketing, with our music, and with the school group, it's Christian artists in the worship space. Like if we had to like fill that and provide the most value and the biggest shortcut for artists, it's that.
Like look at all of you on this call right now. This is where you all land essentially. Not that you're all necessarily in worship, but in this very close adjacent lane, Christian music. And we've been running ads for a month targeting just like artists in general across the world. And
we've kept the ads very general about music.
Yeah. Just like marketing, you know, how to grow your career, how to like do all this stuff. But what we're realizing is like, man, we might want actually to niche down a little bit more. And by the way, we're 6 months into this community and just having this revelation. So this kind of hits home again, this idea that like some of the really good stuff, guys, just takes time, and you won't really unlock the next step till you spend a handful of months stumbling and like feeling like you're maybe behind and not really moving at the speed that you want, and things aren't clicking. But then that gets you to the next thing of like, oh, wait, maybe this is who it's for. Maybe we could be serving this audience even better. And that's why, to kind of tie it to you, Ashley, it's like you've been doing music for a long time. It's like, okay, I'm trying to get this music thing to work, but could I also like start to come up with support for my audience in a different way besides music? And now it's like almost combine those things together and like create a different offering. It's like you're always just kind of fine tuning the offering, the service. So like we even are right now.
And I think, Ashley, you're closer to figuring out your ideal audience more than others right now. Like, I think you're really darn close, because that's the whole point, especially when you come up with music or devotionals, or like in business, you call it a product or whatever. Like, you want to be able to visualize your person that your value is like really for. Like, you want to be able to see them and like their life and what they do, and like if they're a guy or a girl, what their age group is like. You want to be able to like
avatar.
In business, they call it an avatar. But if you can get more and more descriptive about that, then everything you do in relation to them will change. How you word your content, how you write music, how you take photos, how you do videos, how you write captions. Everything gets more and more honed in to speak to that person directly.
And the easiest way to typically do that is when you are the avatar. So this, for example, is the advantage that Joey and I have building the Anthem network, because we are the avatar. You know, our whole journey up to this point of music, we can look back and be like, wow, we are creating the service for ourselves 6-7 years ago when we were getting started. It's like, who were we at that time? It's easy for us to be like, oh, this is what we were struggling with. This is what we wish we had access to. This is like the way that we wish everything was laid out. Now we're going to, create something around that. But a really good lesson here for all of you that are thinking about this, and even with your music fan bases, is I would write down, who is your avatar? In case you haven't done that yet. Who is your ideal audience? And get specific on all the things Joey just brought up. Male, female, age, married, not married, kids, not Christian, religion, whatever, like job, what's their 9 to 5, what are they doing, what are they struggling with? Like, get so specific on that thing.
And I could talk about my school group as well, because I feel like I have it locked in. And before I wanted to be more a generalized like guitarist, but I feel like as soon as I got my audience dialed in, like everything just exploded. Content, school group, everything, because I can tailor every little piece of thing like for them. So my audience is a worship guitar group. They're the guys that are in their 40s, 50s, 60s that have full-time jobs. They don't have time, but they serve on a worship team. They never were formally trained in music, and they don't have a lot of time. They're busy, and they need the world's greatest shortcut to figuring out how to play their lead electric guitar parts for Sunday, because they don't have time to sit at home to practice 3 hours a day anymore on the guitar. And so everything I do is for those people who are super busy. And so the Anthem Network is the same way, and we're thinking about honing that in even more for Christian artists, because we know what it's like to try to land Christian shows and book Christian tours. Mm-hmm. We know what it's like to try to pitch our stuff for a radio and try to land radio and realize that our sound is nowhere near what the cookie cutter is like meant to be on K-Love. We know what it's like to get scammed by Christian managers. We know what it's like to get scammed by Christian playlisters. Like, we've had so many of these roadblocks.
We made some videos on that.
We made some videos on that too. And so
spilling some tea.
That's why we're like literally here in the music industry, because we feel like we need to upend some of these things that are happening in Christian music.
But it's funny, actually, because in the same way, for a while, we were avoiding that, and we were like, no, we want to go bigger than Christian music, though. Like, we want to do all this other stuff too, and we still do. But now it's like we have to have a realistic conversation. It's like, okay, how about have you ever heard the saying, "Bloom where planted"? You ever heard of that? You haven't heard of that, Joey?
Mm-mm.
It's a good saying. You should.
Did you get it out of a fortune cookie?
It kind of sounds like you could get out of a fortune cookie a little bit.
A little bit.
Bloom where planted. You, in this season, might not have chosen where you are currently planted, but why not flourish in this season? Okay, well, if I'm here, what is the low-hanging fruit? What should I capitalize on and do since I'm here? And sometimes it's easy in life to be like, yeah, but I don't want to do it here. I have all these other things. But it's like, yeah, but is there something around you right now that you would actually get satisfaction and fulfillment out of and enjoy doing that might not be exactly where you're wanting to go, but it actually starts getting you there? And it's like, right? It's almost like if you can serve in this area, you can serve your way into more success in other areas if you just start with this thing. You can make the analogy of the talents. If you're given one talent here, you get more talents as you go. Just something to think about. It's like, okay, you're here. How could you bloom where you currently are with all this stuff that you want to do? Now discovering this niche, these people around you, these other wives, women, moms around you. It's like, okay, what could I do there? Does it feel more life-giving? That usually means there's something there. And the thing is, this Anthem Network, guys, like, this is life-giving for me and Joey. And to be very, very honest, it feels like the most pure aspect of the company, if you put it in those terms, of like, we're literally here to serve. yes, it's, there's a price to it for all this time and effort and everything we put in, but the right people will realize the value in it. And if they don't, they're not the right people. Like there's lots of people in this demographic that will see the value in it. It's like, okay, how can we bloom where planted? So like for us, we're realizing, okay, let's go look back through our career right now. Mass Anthem, Christian music, Anthem worship, Anthem worship Espanol, worship, all of our other brands, Christian music and worship, our whole playlist network, Christian music and worship, all the marketing that we've done for the past 6 years, 95% of it in Christian music and worship, all of the business partnerships and everything we're doing for the record label, Christian music, worship. It's like, okay, can we bloom more where we're planted?
And then all of a sudden, school group.
School
it's
group,
for all musicians.
all genres. It's like, you see the disconnect. It's like, oh, and we've done this before. We've had this issue before early on with our playlists and everything that we were growing. We were trying to be something to everything. And because of that, we were nothing for everyone.
I think it partially could be our ADD. I like multiple genres of music. Like Christian music is great. Worship music, obviously necessary for our beliefs. But like I like listening to pop music and indie music, and like I think we're
gonna get there. We absolutely are.
But I think we just need to focus right now and help the people that we can help the most. The Bloom Where Planted is also kind of reminds me of the post you guys did recently. Talks about Garrett Klein's story of serving where he was.
What post was that? Where was that? Oh. I never saw that one.
Was it recent? It was very recent. For those of you who have been on these calls for a while, that shows you how far behind we are on edits. Yeah. We're still like, for those of you who were on our calls in like December.
4 months ago?
I think we're still in December back then. Because I think that was
That's why
it was like early in the year.
I'm trying to think of like, what was that? I don't remember what we were talking about.
But I remember it was a good one. He was talking about touring, right? And just being present and basically going above and beyond to like serve the people around them on the road and contribute and help out.
It's the you don't get tours, you earn them.
What'd you say?
So you don't get tours,
Gotcha.
You earn them.
I missed it. So you don't get to tours, you earn them.
Oh, a little carousel post.
I don't know if any of that helps, Ashley. Okay. Because let me ask you this too. Is it discouraging all the content right now because it's not translating to your music? Is that the most discouraging thing?
Have you experimented much with hooks in your content? Like your talking content, or even like your song content of like the text you put on the screen? Have you like Okay. Okay. Because where I'm going with that, I know we're talking about your ideal avatar and things like that, but the analogy is, let's say you're at a party or a large gathering. There's a lot of noise. It's crowded. It's hard to hear. But if somebody says, Ashley, immediately you hear your name. Like our brains are wired to hear our own name. It's the most common word that we all know is our own names. So there's something that happens when somebody calls out your name. And so that's why,
You have to use everybody's names
yes, try it
in your hooks.
Try as many different names. No, I'm kidding. So where I'm going with that is the more and more fine-tuned where you figure out who your exact audience is, you can start to call them out in every single video or post as the hook. Because, like, for example, if I was like, calling all moms in Middle Tennessee, like,
Join
that
my
is
guitar
so,
group.
Like, that is so specific. No, like, yeah, for me, it's, hey, worship guitar players, or hey, worship leader, if you have a guitar player that is struggling,
That's the ad.
the worship
Bam.
guitar group is for you.
That's his hook.
If you don't have time to teach your volunteer worship guitar player how to play the chords for Sunday because you're so busy, send him over to me, because it's just so specific. And by the time, like, if you start messing around with ads, it'll help even more.
And we're doing that right now with our ads. We're going through a whole nother, rework of, okay, right now we've been doing, hey, artists, do you want to grow more streams on Spotify? It's like, yes, that's one thing that you guys want to do. But with that ad, it's so broad that I don't know if you guys have seen, but as we're running these ads, yes, we're getting more people into the group, but they're not always the great fit. And a lot of them leave because they don't see the value in what we're doing because we hit the wrong avatar. Whereas now we're playing around with stuff. Hey, Christian music artists, are you looking for more support and clarity and more perspective in your music career? Do you also want to grow on Spotify and all this stuff? But like, do you have a mission? Do you have a purpose? Do you have something that you feel like you're meant to bring to the world, but you just can't, and you're not sure what the right steps are, your right next steps? That resonates with pretty much all of you, I would assume, on this call.
And the other thing too is, like, if you can define your ideal avatar's problems, you can fixate on, like, for an ad or a video or whatever, like your devotional videos would crush this. Like, if you can fixate on a problem that your audience is facing, they're going to resonate with that. And the more you can define their problem, the more specific you can get. And it's like, oh man, it feels like Ashley's reading my mind. Like, I want to listen in. That's how you hook your ideal person. But if you don't necessarily know who that is yet, you're kind of stuck to being general. Like, everything's generalized, and it may not be landing as hard or hitting as hard as you would think.
Dude, I just really think that with your brand, Ashley, like, it would almost turn her into more of like the Christian mom influencer who is also an artist and also has this awesome music that she will share and like use in her videos and everything. But the first thing is, wow, I resonate with her so much. She provides so much value. And I do wonder if you had an offering or a group, like a really affordable group where you are doing devotionals and recording calls and meeting up and doing support calls and like solving these problems for moms that want to go deeper in like that with you, I do almost wonder if that might shift your internal perspective where now it's not necessarily, oh, I'm doing all this content, but it's not translating to the music, or I'm not getting the reach to my music. Well, what if that's just one part of your grand scheme of thing that you're doing, and the real heart and the mission is the connection and the relationship? So why not start there and almost make music the secondary thing? And once that relationship is there, you're probably gonna get a lot more people that want to hear your music and support you as well. Yeah. Okay.
And that's good that.
Oh,
heck yeah.
awesome.
Heck yeah.
Okay.
And
Is that
hundreds a day? That's awesome.
wait, so consistent from the well, I was gonna say from the ads, or is it also from organic content?
Yeah.
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 That's still really good.
I like that you're running ads on your stuff, because I was just going to say this to everybody else. We're just finishing up our ads course, and there's just something about when you start running ads, it forces you to think a little bit differently about the content. And I think psychologically it's because you're putting money behind it. And so there's something in there that like forces you to be like more attentive to detail of like, okay, like what about this video, this ad's like kind of working, and like why is it working over here? And the thing that I like about it is, especially if you're like, even if you're posting a ton and you're kind of in the beginning stages organically, the stuff isn't like giving you enough feedback like with views or comments, just because your page is like just starting out or smaller. One of the ways that you can get a lot of feedback really fast is you can run ads on your videos, and you basically can just pay to get your stuff in front of people. And that's a really fast way to get feedback to see like what works and what doesn't.
Is this my audience? Is this not my audience? Is this the interest, the pain point, the thing that's going to connect and resonate the most? Is it not? Yeah, this helps solve
It
that.
sounds like you're getting subscribers, so people obviously care about your content. It's just you have to pay to get it out there right now, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And again, YouTube is its own beast in regards to just the value of consistency. You know, showing up with 3, 4, 5 posts a week. How much are you posting a week on the YouTube channel? Huge.
That's great.
And is it these same, like, is it short form? Is it long form? Like, what does that look like? Mm-hmm.
I have a really strong feeling that YouTube is going to be your main platform, because you mentioned that you're doing a podcast, or you want to do a podcast.
Yeah, those go hand in hand.
So like
yeah.
those are your long forms.
And by the way,
if you can get them video recorded and audio recorded.
yeah, because your podcast now becomes your long form as well, but also YouTube translates really well to school, specifically school communities. And typically with YouTube, as you lean into the long form, you're going to just, as a byproduct of that, you're going to start to create more personal relationship. People are going to these moms are going to start to feel like they really know you, because they're going to see so much of your life and really start to get to know you guys. Like, have you noticed ever since we've done these network calls and all this long form support calls with you guys, does it not feel like you guys have gotten to know us better and we've gotten to know you guys better? And it's like that relationship gets stronger, and it's like, man, we want you guys to win even more. You want us to win even more. Like you see that happening. It's like, as you start leaning into that with long form YouTube content, picture that now happening with your audience and your fan base, and pulling them into your school platform, just offering that opportunity. And as a byproduct, you get to market your music to them.
It's funny because I think we overthink things when it comes to content and like posting schedule and all that. But what he just described was what we all naturally do when we hang out with people in person. The longer you hang out and spend time with somebody, the more you get to know them. And hopefully the more you trust them. Like, it's just a natural process.
Yep.
The more comfortable you feel around them. The same thing happens on the internet. It's harder to get comfortable with somebody because they're on the internet on a screen, which is why when you're doing your podcast, the longer the videos you can get out there just gives people more time and opportunities to spend with you and get to know you better, especially if like you're talking about like really difficult topics. Like, they're going to have to spend a lot of time listening to you and your podcast and like seeing your face on camera but the thing is, like, once you build that, like, that audience is so unshakable. Like,
they're ride or die. They're with
super
you.
Fans of you.
You got a cult fan base, and that's where it's pretty easy to be like, okay, now what do I do in my lifestyle that these people would also enjoy? Okay, now I'm going to create an Amazon shop and put all my resources of like, here's all this stuff that I really love. I've spent a lot of time like curating my life, and like, this is what I use. Now you can start making that stuff available, and it's like, okay, now you start to get affiliate income through there because you were providing that service of like, guys, here's all the work that I've done to find these things that I really enjoy, and here's why. If you want it, here you go. And it's like, now you start building off of that, like that fan, that like relationship, that fan base of like, okay, now that they like me, they probably are interested in what I am interested in what I am doing, interested in my music, right? And now it's just like, okay, how do I build off this? I think this could be huge for you.
I think the events are going to be your thing long term.
Events.
Like your events, like you're already getting invited to going to these, and like speaking, number one, like that's a huge skill, and the ability to share your music in front of those audiences. Like, the more that you build up your online presence, the more likely you'll get invited to more. And that's honestly, if you're looking to make it more of a career, like I think that's kind of like the ultimate goal, where you're able to travel and get invited to other podcasts.
Mm-hmm. And wouldn't that be a self-fulfilling prophecy? Because the more events you're in front of, people are going to say, how else can we stay in touch with you, Ashley? Oh, well, I also have a community where I support women with weekly calls and all this stuff. You go on other people's podcasts, they interview, hey, where can they stay in touch with you, Ashley, for those that really, really resonate with you? Oh, well, I happen to have a community and a YouTube channel. It's like, they all feed each other. And now it's just a matter of, can I consistently do this for a long time and enjoy it long enough, and do it long enough that it actually really takes off and turns into something? You could crush that. Yep. Like women's conferences. Remember those that we played with Mass Anthem? We'd go play, like, I think it was called like the Women's Wanted Conference, and like, it was funny. I think we were the only men at
Well, that was a connection with your church.
That was my church
that you grew up at.
Yeah. But could you imagine Ashley heading that up as like the promoter and heading up the event and leading it and speaking it, but also like you're you're building this community that's going to start wanting more of you, wanting more. It's a movement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. Interesting.
And don't feel like you're wasting your content right now. Even if they don't get as many views as you want, you're still building up a huge catalog of videos. Like, the work is done on those. And I've even found 6 months later, a year later, if I try to repost the same piece of content and you have an audience that is now following you that they weren't following you a year later, it resurfaces, and you might get a lot more views out of it the second time around. So you're really just building this giant catalog of videos that you can send out whenever. Obviously, you'll be making new content, but you're definitely not wasting any time.
Well, mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Oh dear.
Mm-hmm.
Good share. Good share. That's a gem. Highly underrated. Highly underrated. Getting ahead of the content. I can tell you from our perspective, the peace of mind that we have knowing, oh, wow, everything is booked out. We just have to now lock in on the next part of our strategy. And that's going to take care of itself because it's scheduled out. It's a beautiful thing. Side note, this might be a good transition to Eleni sharing her worship for birthing humans playlist that we're talking about.
Wow, that was a setup. Oh my gosh.
I figured I'd just toss her the ball and see.
Take it away,
See how she handles
Eleni.
it.
Take it away.
Yes. On what is it, Apple? I don't know. I just assumed Apple, but maybe not. Maybe it was Amazon. Or I mean Spotify, yeah. Yeah, something like that, yeah. Yeah. And Well, and the funny thing too, well, not the funny thing, the cool thing was she said, and because I liked that song so much, I went and listened to all the rest of your songs and added all of them to my playlist. It only takes like that one connection to be like, holy smokes. Yeah. Yeah, like this floodgate. So Ashley, something that might be cool for you as well is to create a Spotify playlist around something that might bring your audience a lot of value. This will be helpful as we launch, the next part of like this meta ads course and really start to dive into how you grow playlists with ads and stuff like that. We brought this up today on the call though. It's kind of like a goodwill thing, putting together a playlist with an assortment of music that perfectly fits a mood or a moment or something that somebody is going through. It brings a lot of value and it's like a lot of goodwill. And you'll notice like with Eleni, we've been growing her Worship for Anxiety playlist and her audience has been loving that and really gravitating towards that to the point where we're even thinking through, man, can we now take this Spotify playlist and duplicate this and put it on YouTube Music? And now we have it there for people to go through with videos. Or can we take that and put it on Apple Music or Amazon Music? So like we can start giving that to everybody on all the platforms. And how do we do that? Just some brainstorming that is happening out loud. Awesome.
I thought of Carrie Underwood before he
cheats.
I was like,
Ashley, I don't think that's your audience, but you you go for it.
Song immediately went in my head.
I dug my key
Yeah, that one.
to the side. Oh, Tommy?
Tommy the Prophet.
Prophet Tommy. And what did it start at? Boom! Ashley, can you post that in the community? Can you like do a post?
That's a
sharing,
win.
Sharing that like as a win. Exactly. Mm-hmm.
There you go.
And that right there, those are the two most important things as a curator. Now we'll show you guys how to run ads, but if you don't want to run ads and do all of that, this is what you do. Like that's how you keep it going. But now picture this, Ashley, if you just stay consistent with this, what does that look like over the course of a year? How many of these things do you have? Did you finally get one that goes really big? And it's like, it only takes a few of those happening where it actually changes things for you. But please do make a post about that. Like we 100% want to see these wins and like, don't ever feel guilty guys, or like feel bad for like making a post to the community, like the community flexing something that like has worked out for you, like sharing a win or anything like this. Like that's kind of the point of the community, because by you sharing it, it's going to motivate everybody else and also see oh, wow, this is working for Ashley. Am I not, taking advantage of this as much as I could? Or like, it helps everybody.
It shouldn't.
No,
it should only speed it up.
It would add gas to the fire.
Yeah.
So this is why we're going to be showing you guys different combinations of like, oh, I could make a cheat playlist and I could then figure out how to run ads and hit that thing with ads while it is already growing organically, while I am already still in the habit of streaming this thing consistently every day. That is the trifecta. That's where things get wild if you can really dial in on that. But again, we've had cheat playlists that we haven't put any ads on that have shot up to over 30,000 followers and kicked off millions of streams. We've also done that with paid playlists as well, So it's like, remember, we're just trying to give you guys all these darts to throw at the board. And it's like
Just different tricks.
when you finally get something to stick and like you believe in it, fantastic. Double down on that thing. That's your thing now. So it sounds like you might have found some stuff that's working for you. You should also share your YouTube. You should share your YouTube in that victory post, that wins post as well. We'd love to see that as well. You bet. Any other thoughts or ideas or perspectives on anything we just talked about?
You can. We just haven't figured out how to grow them.
Well, so here's the thing, though. This was the strategy that Eleni and I were going back and forth with, guys. So, as you know, we finished out an album. We have that thing booked through July, and we've been focusing on our social media strategy with Eleni and focused heavily on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all this stuff, YouTube, and they're growing. And here's a great example. In her link in bio on Instagram, she has that worship playlist for anxiety
Spotify.
to Spotify. And it is up to, what are we up to these days? Is that a Canadian thing?
I think.
The fence post. Is that I've never heard that saying.
Can we have another Canadian confirm this saying?
Yeah, can somebody else confirm? Sylvia?
Somebody confirm
Sylvia,
in the
is this a
chat.
Canadian thing?
Chat, what do we think?
Okay, Eleni's making things up again. Okay. It's a possibility. Yeah, this one right here, her artist pick. So what is she doing? It's her artist pick. So as we are doing all these collaborations with Mass Anthem and Anthem Worship, all this traffic that we're growing is seeing this. So naturally, people are starting to flood into this. This is purely organic. This is it being her artist pick, and it is being in it's her link in bio that is basically sending the traffic here.
If you guys haven't done this yet, any of you can do this. You can make a playlist and pin it to the top of your profile.
So simple. And then she's just consistently updating it with her new songs that come out, and every now and then adding some other music. But here's the thing: if Eleni, if you did start playing that consistently, I'm willing to bet it would grow a lot faster. But the thing is that sometimes you make the perfect playlist for the perfect solution or mood or moment, and sometimes it takes a life of its own, and you don't even have to do anything because you have the funnel set up where new listeners are consistently going to it and clearly listening to it. And we were showing her on our last strategy call that we recorded for you guys in the ride-along section. It's kicking off, 1,800, almost 2,000 streams already. Just this little playlist that, you could say, well, she hasn't really poured a ton of effort into it. You create it, but after that, it's just small little upkeep things. It's that is already showing the proof of concept. What happens when we scale that thing? And now it's kicking off 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, 50,000 streams. She's still got 9 more songs to add to it. And it's that in and of itself can create a huge algorithm storm and really start to promote your music as a whole. So to circle back though, so this playlist right here, Lenny, you're saying, how do I get this on Apple Music so that my Apple Music fans can start to participate like my Spotify music fans? That's the idea?
There's
You can transfer.
Diana did that.
You can
recently.
transfer.
Yeah,
right?
you can. There's like a website you can transfer all
Yep.
of your Spotify playlists to Apple, like super quickly.
So here's what you could practice with, Eleni. It's a pretty cheap practice run. Don't you get a few like free months? You don't have Apple Music, right? Don't they give you like a free 3 months or something?
If you've never taken advantage of it, I think they
Yeah.
give you a free trial.
Okay, so if I were you, I would start your free trial, and then I would transfer this Spotify playlist over, and then I would share this link right below your Spotify one in your bio link. And I would basically make it so that the first one says Spotify on it now, and then the next one says Apple Music. So let me pull up your Instagram. Amazon Music. Okay. I don't want to overwhelm you. So like I would always lean away from doing too much if it's like going to be too much at one time and like overwhelm you.
Honestly, if you haven't done a YouTube playlist yet with your music, because you're doing music videos for everything,
I think that one
that's
could
probably
crush.
I would say that's probably the priority over
Apple even?
like trying to figure out Apple Music.
Yeah.
Because the videos are attached on YouTube Music, right? They click on if somebody's in YouTube Music, they click on it, the video will pop up, like the official video.
So you're talking like this. Wow, this has really been running. This is wild. Geo had a song get used for a really, really, really viral reel
Is this
like
still
a month
crushing?
ago, and it's still just cranking. Yeah, like 5 million monthly audience is wild.
We got to put a little camera back there so she can.
She was just like fist pumping. Yeah. So you're talking like if they go click on a song right now? No. So it doesn't necessarily pull up the video right away, but like it is linked on our official artist pages, if that makes sense. So like this is the
I
music.
have to
video.
go sign up for YouTube Music again because I was like on the phone. The phone experience is a little different.
Okay.
But yeah, either way, you should probably have a playlist on your YouTube channel of your videos and then figure out how to make a playlist on YouTube Music itself.
Yeah. Because again, like let's see here. Where are we at? Okay, so it is growing. This is
Yeah.
YouTube Music. She's been trying to get rid of this photo for like 2 weeks. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I actually know what the issue is.
Is it not connected?
No, we ran in this issue for a long time, and so when you go to your dashboard here, go to profile. It's this one. Yeah, we kept doing the one. We kept changing this one. And we're like, why isn't it changing? Why isn't it changing? And finally, I spent like an hour chatting with the team little chatbot thing here, figured out it's profile required right here. That is going to be your banner. You definitely have. Look at that. We're solving problems tonight, everybody.
Before we end the call, I want to talk about the roadmap one more time.
And I actually have one more thing to get in before we do that too. So let's
You have 60 seconds.
let's see if we quick tied the loop on this though. It's a different topic than this one. So maybe what we should do, Lenny, is keep this conversation going in our group thread about the YouTube music playlist, and we'll flush that out. Because I do think that is worth us testing out so that we can report back for everybody and see how that goes.
Yep.
But I also think it's worth, again, why not create the Apple Music free trial and put it in the bio link potentially? Like, is that too many links maybe in the bio link right here to be seen for everybody? Heart of Worship needs to stay there, but then like Feeling Anxious, and then the next one under there, and the next one under there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are those just the Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music? Are they just sending that to your like normal profile?
No, it goes to the playlist.
No,
But
the Feeling Anxious one is the playlist, obviously.
yes.
But the ones underneath that, are those going to playlists?
No, these are like your lifetime follow ones. I
Okay.
wouldn't even have those here, to be honest. I would make these just normal links. Like this one's good. That one takes you right there. I would change the Spotify one just to go to your profile, to be honest. Because this one's like a playlist. So I kind of look at it like this. If we're really wanting to lean into this playlist side of things, we could test it for a little while, put the playlist here, and then still keep your general like 4 big links right here. This will take you to my profile on Spotify. This takes me by Apple Music, Amazon, YouTube. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah.
I think you can though. Actually, so if you go to your well, not. I mean, I'm already here. So, like for your Feature FM setup, yeah. So when you're doing this right here, content, and you're adding new content blocks, do you see how there's a little image that you can swap in here, like a change, so that when it shows up, there's a little album. You might be able to get away with that.
No, I know what she's talking about. Like little icons at the bottom.
Oh, you're talking about these days?
Yeah. Well, one says Spotify on it.
That is Spotify. Yep.
Yeah.
YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, TikTok, website.
You got to put your tinted glasses back on.
Your glasses are
You're
too
missing,
dark.
You're
Lenny.
missing your tinted glasses.
Everything's black. It's like one of the 3 blind mice. Cool. Okay, we can keep that conversation going in our text thread just to talk more about that. But yeah, hopefully that was helpful for some of you. We'll keep fleshing that out. Before we get into the last thing, because I think that would be a good way to wrap it, Joey. I want to say this. Shout out to Aaron, dude. Thanks for sharing the instrumental that you've been working on. That's super cool. I don't know if you saw that in the group.
I did.
It got me thinking. I had an idea that I wanted to throw past him. Aaron, have you ever considered to make instrumental music in addition to your worship music? That's okay. Okay. Artlist, Music Bed.
Music Bed. Okay.
Yep.
It's a whole different world for sure. It's like
Yeah. But what I'm saying is now that you are doubling down on your production skills, what you are really building is the muscle to be able to crank music basically for free, because the better you get, the faster you do it, and it's just your sweat equity, it's your time. And if you can get really good at that, like couldn't you see J.Co. Worship also maybe doing some worship instrumental projects and funneling all that traffic? Because it's like if somebody likes a worship instrumental, they're going to be open to an original worship song. If they like an original worship song, are they going to be open to a worship instrumental? It's in the same way that, like, you'll notice when we've done Genevieve's album, we also released all the instrumental tracks under Anthem Worship as well, because there are some people that enjoy going back and listening to them. What are you thinking?
I would think about that one.
You don't think so?
I mean, Genevieve's platform has been built. She didn't start with instrumentals.
I mean, are you thinking that instrumentals will take away from his worship algorithm? Because it all would be in worship, though. That's the thing.
I've never seen anybody start a new brand of like instrumentals and original with vocals and try to build both from the ground up. We've always done instrumentals. We're like, we already released the album. It's crushing. Let's release the instrumental.
I don't know. Because like he's already just like spent all the work to rebrand his whole thing. It's like, otherwise the other alternative is to create another profile. Normally, by default, I would always say create another profile. But I'm just thinking if they're both in worship and one's worship instrumental and one's worship covers and then a worship originals, are those three things for the same audience that you could technically combine them and get away with it with the algorithms? That's where my head is at.
I would think about it. There's not really a right or...
That's the dilemma. Like, that's what I'm trying to help you avoid is like, it's the more you have to manage, right? The more castles you build, the more you have to protect them. But that being said, I could see you winning in the instrumental space. And especially because you already have the skill of growing playlists and running ads, a really powerful thing is being able to put out worship instrumentals and grow like peaceful Christian playlists, sleep playlists, background music playlists. You could do really well, and that could be a way to fund the rest of your music long term. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Cool. And yep. And again, everybody's combination of what works for them is going to look a little different. So the breakthrough for Lenny is going to look different than the breakthrough for Ashley, which is going to look different from the breakthrough of you, Aaron, different from the breakthroughs that we have. It's like, it's throwing darts long enough to see like, okay, which one of these actually is the most promising, is offering like the most return? Because then there's going to come a point where it's like, maybe reevaluate. Okay, where do I want to put most of my effort? And I still think getting to the point where you can keep some playlist growth ads running consistently would be really big for you, because that cheat playlist, I mean, that's still probably one of your biggest playlists, right, for your music? Yep. You've been streaming it daily? Okay. And yeah. Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay. But you already knowing that skill, now the next thing is like, okay, well, how do I actually scale this up? It's a money issue, really. So now we just need to solve that. Okay.
And Aaron, okay. And honestly, like the organic, like showing up every day and streaming the playlist, to me, it's super annoying.
Oh, it's so annoying.
I hate doing that with a passion. Like I would rather try to figure out how to make a couple extra $100 or something a month to put into growing the playlist with ads, because you're already got a head start, like figuring out ads and things like that. It's just so much easier to like pick a budget, figure out my creative, and just like set it aside and forget it, rather than having to like, it just feels like small paper cuts every day of like distracting your attention of like, oh, I got to go back and stream my playlist every day, and oh, I forgot to stream it, and then you're on this weird like streak when you could be focusing on something else. So
it's a juggling act.
it could be instrumental music. Like it really could be, if that's what you want to grind on. I would pursue that first before sync music for you.
Yeah, because when it comes to sync music too, keep in mind to get the good partnerships and the people pitching your songs and these to get in with these platforms, you typically need leverage. And where are you going to get that leverage? Typically, they're going to go look at your Spotify and say, hey, do you have listeners? Do you have numbers? Do you have streams? Do you have following? Like, why should we prioritize working with you? So it all kind of comes back to Spotify anyways. It's like, which one would be easier for you to grow? At least the worship instrumentals would be in alignment with what you're already doing in worship, as opposed to sync is going to be a completely
Plus, you already have
complete 180.
the skill set of running ads.
Yeah.
So like if you had 50 instrumentals that you made, you could throw it in a playlist and run an ad on it, and you'd get streams. Yep. And that's, yeah,
Yep.
we mentioned that in one of the courses, I think, that
Yep.
we recorded, of talking about time horizons. You can kind of, the more and more up the ladder you go with, like, honestly, like the ultra wealthy people, they think in longer time horizons, people who have built like super successful businesses. And so at the start, you might be measuring on a day-to-day, week-by-week basis. But the further you progress, the more and more you like push things aside, push things further down the road. And you're like, maybe you're measuring by year-long commitments. You're like, if I could just do one thing right this year, what would it be for 12 months without quitting? And then you push past that. You're like, okay, a 3-year commitment. What does that look like? I would say for us as a company, we're probably looking at like 3 years, a 3-year time horizon before we like start over or completely quit something. And you have to kind of like, you really have to give something at least a year before you see anything. It works for just about anything in music, content, releases.
And the saying isn't it? It's like a yes to something is always a no to something else, or a no to something is a yes to something else. So like, sync is a huge opportunity, absolutely. But is it the best opportunity right now? Because saying yes to that will take away time, energy, resources from what you're already doing. So that might be one of those things where you're like, okay, someday, I'm putting it on the someday list. Yeah, maybe it's not this year. Like we have a big running list.
The last thing you want to do is like start over every 6 months, basically. Because with sync, it's going to feel like you're starting over. If we went out and tried to do sync right now while we're trying to build the Anthem network, it would distract from the Anthem network and it would feel like we're starting over in a way. And the reason why I say that is because we've done that 5 to 10 different times.
We've done a lot of times
since we started this company.
Yeah.
Just because like when things get really difficult or like the needle doesn't move, we were like, oh, that looks like a cool opportunity. Let's try that. The amount of times that we've jumped to a different opportunity thinking it would be easier, it just ended up being the same 6 months over and over and over and over again, just on a new thing. Cool. Sweet.
Fantastic.
Cool.
Good. Well, you got the right mindset, dude. But I just wanted to chat through that a little bit because seeing you doing the instrumentals, my mind was turning. I was like, dude, I think there could be a lane here that is very close to your worship music that you're already locked in on. So, well, dude, you're putting in work.
Okay. Well, before more people drop off, I want to talk about the roadmap. So we met with our team who handles a lot of our like finances and accounting, and like they help us out on like business goals and stuff like that. So they did a little deep dive and they were giving us the averages of what the average completion is for the roadmap across the entire, all of the people that are here. The average completion of the roadmap that we currently have is a little under 5% completion between everybody in the Anthem network.
But there are 8 outliers.
There are 8 outliers,
Some of which,
and I think that might be Aaron.
That's probably Aaron.
I think Aaron's real driven at checking off the boxes.
So there's. Oh, you're 42. Okay.
Okay.
I know we've been adding a lot.
So I really need y'all's participation on this because this helps us figure out how to repackage all the information that we have that we want to give you guys. Is the information that we have right now in the roadmap too overwhelming? And is there too much information in there?
Or is it a time issue?
Is it a time issue?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, 100%.
Okay. So time
issue for
time seems like a big
Patrizia.
issue.
How about the rest of you? Time, or is it overwhelming, or any thoughts on that?
Like, be super honest.
We want-
'cause I want to get as much feedback as possible because it may not be the right format that we have everything.
Okay. The meta ads? Oh, perfect. Okay. You're a week too early. So basically, you're saying it's nice that it's there when you want it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Does anybody feel overwhelmed when they look at the roadmap? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Yep.
Yep. It's kind of more, in my experience for this stuff, is it a little more like energy consuming when it's like going through a course, oh, I have to do this thing and this thing and this thing, as opposed to I'm going to listen to a ride along as I do another task. That's probably easier.
Okay. Cool.
Anybody else? You are the outlier for sure.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. So it doesn't sound like it's too overwhelming. It's just maybe not the right timing as far as like what Annie said, like where she's at with her release schedule and all of that. And the last thing that we want to do is give you the sense of overwhelm where like we don't want to break you guys with the amount of information where you're like,
learn.
Like I'm never going to get through this.
Yeah.
Like I don't want you to ever have that thought in your head of like,
Yeah.
I will never have any shot at like getting through this, because him and I are like super like hyper fixated on like, let's get everything we know about the music industry in this roadmap so that everybody will know about it. But the thing is like, we've gotten through 4 in-depth courses and
We still have so much left, guys.
it's
like,
just
crazy.
the sheer amount of watch hours. Like it's all super helpful and like stuff that you need to really know. We focused on like the top 4 subjects that like seems like the biggest needs, but over time we want to fill in the gaps of stuff that we're missing, like touring. But as long as you guys don't feel like you're like super overwhelmed by this and you want to over time like kind of cherry pick of like what you need, like for example, like we want to have a really in-depth touring and booking course after we get the ads done. But I think for right now, it seems like after we get the ads course done, maybe what we'll do is just chill with you guys and just answer questions as you go through the roadmap so that you don't feel like we're just like so far ahead of the information like output. I don't want to give you guys like information overload, because by far we have the best 4 courses in there and we're working our way backwards. Clip that.
Clipped. Aaron's like, no.
He's like, no. Okay.
Number 1,
We want you to have that feeling.
thank you for saying that. We're kind of what you just said, Annie, like what Joy just said, like we are kind of aiming for this.
I want you to feel in a good way that there's too much information right now. That
Too
like
much
you could-
value.
Too much value.
Yeah.
Like I want you to feel that way in a good way. for the price that it is.
Because
That's value.
Because when we look around at all the other like music education people in the space, they're all doing what you just said, and there's nothing against it because like some of this information is super valuable and it's cost us a lot of pain and time and money to like get. So like we have been thinking through this, but there's also something about somehow being the resistance, so to speak, like Aaron said, of like, can we just make this thing so good that it's undeniable that thousands of artists want to be a part of it and this turns into just a giant movement?
I mean, Annie, for you guys, it's not going to cost more at all because you're here. But eventually it will cost more.
Yeah.
For new people. But since you guys are already in,
for you guys, as long as you stay in, like you get your rates forever.
Get it for life.
So hopefully you'll always feel like this is stupid. this stuff that I'm getting for what I'm paying. Thank you.
That's awesome.
Clip that one too.
That's encouraging.
No, that actually is encouraging because there are days where we're kind of just like, like, don't get me wrong, like we love this, but when you start something over from the beginning, there's always this early period of what you guys are talking about, you're experiencing in your careers right now. We kind of just started over in this again in just a different way. It's like, it is easy to kind of be like, all right, how are we doing?
But I think we were more prepared going into this after having the whole artist journey because we're like,
yeah,
starting over is going to suck for a long time. And it's going to feel like,
here we go.
You're putting in an obnoxious amount of hours for not a lot, but the value that comes from that over time will unravel. But yeah, like, we want to get feedback from you guys because that will shape this whole group. I was even wondering, and I don't know how we would do this, but like, for example, we have the roadmap, which is like DIY, go through it yourself. But I'm like, does it need to be like a year-long curriculum where it's like every week we hit a different module with you guys and like
on the live calls?
Yeah, like a live call, more interactive because I don't know, something to think about. But
because right now these calls are basically free flow, Q&A. Like, hey, how you doing, Ashley? Let's check in. How you doing, Aaron? Let's check in. Like this type of thing. We've also talked about once we have enough of the roadmap laid out, going and taking a Tuesday night and being like, all right, this Tuesday night we're doing a mastermind breakdown of Spotify. And we're going to summarize the course into 2 hours and just unload a mastermind for you all. It's like, is that of interest at all to you guys? Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, probably like,
okay.
Yeah, maybe the cheater playlist. I love that. No, I like it. It's funny. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. And maybe we do it like, hey, 1 every 3, two Q&A, mastermind on a subject that everybody wants to learn. Next week, Q&A. That way there's still enough, maybe one-on-ones to answer questions and stuff for you guys. But yeah, maybe we start to sprinkle those in.
Because I was thinking about that too. Like if most people are only completing 4% of the roadmap, we can literally cherry pick and use that like a Tuesday night.
Teach off of it, yeah.
And just cherry pick a module that like we think is like super valuable for everybody. So that we can use that time to guarantee somebody actually goes through it. And we get to go through it live and pause, discuss, ask questions.
Yeah.
So I think that might be a good alternative.
One more quick thing. So for you, Sylvia, when you're saying, okay, so you agree with Ashley, Patrizia, you were saying time issue as well. But for you, Sylvia, I think for me, it's a bit more where do I start? So can you break that down for me for a second? Just like, okay, are you kind of like, I have a lot going on, like there's a lot of information. What's the right next step for me right now? Is that kind of where you're at? Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Can I ask you a question? Follow up on that. Have you gone through the start here? What stage are you in? That would be a great. So we added a few things to this start here just for this very reason, because we were realizing we didn't have much direction as to like, this isn't necessarily a one size fits all, because like you're saying, some of you are at different stages. And like we've said a lot, the right thing at the wrong time isn't really the right thing. It's kind of the wrong thing. And it doesn't always help. So there's this really cool spot. I would encourage you to go through these, and hopefully those help make it a little bit easier for you. But like you being newer, you are probably going to be going back and forth in between these two modes right now in your stages. Student mode, you're still learning how the music industry works, absorbing the information, but you're also still locking in the basics and trying to actively like try these strategies and seeing what works for you until you like really find something that hits. So for right now, you might be in this mode where it's like, okay, this one, like I'm learning, I'm trying, I'm learning, I'm trying, I'm learning, I'm trying. And I would say, for example, like the covers from last week, I wouldn't say that's something where it's like, that's like a music release thing. So it's something that you're not always going to be doing constantly. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of just like a tool in the tool belt. I still think covers are in your lane. So it might almost be worth making a list of like, okay, covers are probably something that I can use in my lane. What else do I need to add to my little combo there? Does that kind of make sense? Yeah. Like I guess customizing your toolbox right now. Like, do I need a hammer? Do I need a wrench? Do I need this? And again, what you're going to see is like the roadmap. There's simple information, and then it's also going to get more advanced. And what we're trying to break down in this start here section is just really training you guys to be like, okay, I can go through this section and comfortably know that I might not use all of the strategies right now because I'm not in the stage to act on it right now. Like it's not the right move for me yet. But when I get to that stage, it's here and I know what to do when it's time. Rip the Band-Aid, Aaron. Rip the Band-Aid.
Just do it. I'm ready.
Oh, interesting. Interesting.
Yeah.
It's
No, I mean, that's good. It's something to work towards.
No, that is good.
Yeah.
it's just it's also tricky because like every artist needs to know exactly how Spotify works right out of the gate. So like this is a big course obviously in here, but like that's pivotal. And then once you realize how important that is, and how important playlists are, then you're like, wait, how do I run ads when you keep talking about this? It's like some of these are like really, really important skills, but they're also just, yeah, I don't know.
Going back to the tool shed analogy, I even think about like, you guys have seen the Avengers with Thanos with his little gauntlet with all the little gems that he gets on there. That's how I think of skills. So a lot of these are just skills laid out, and eventually you want to collect all of them. Like you want to be the best of the best. Eventually you're going to hit a ceiling. So for example, like let's say you get great at content and you crush it and you blow up. Obviously that's like kind of the end goal. You want to be great at content. But what if you want to run ads? Like you'll hit a ceiling somewhere, and then in order to get to the next level, you have to learn another skill, another tool, another thing. It's like, oh, what happens if I want to play shows and promoters are emailing me back and forth? Well, now you have to learn how to sell. You have to learn sales. You have to understand where the value is and how to word your emails. You have to get good at copy. So like that's how we're thinking about it. And what we're trying to figure out is how do we create this into a linear roadmap? The problem is different artists are coming in at different times with different skills. Yeah. So some people might be strong on content or production, and others might be flipped depending on where they're at. Yeah.
Yeah. So like for you, Sylvia, right now, you're definitely in the lane from where we have talked so far of like you're implementing a lot on the social media side. And I think you're still working on this concept of trying to figure out how you can release as much music as possible, as affordably as possible, right? Is that kind of where you are? Okay. So for you in this spot, man, that might be a spot where you sit for a few months and really just do that and try it and jump on calls when you run into problems and keep trying it and try new strategies around those couple things. And you might block out some of this other stuff right now. You'll probably block out the school community, distribution is, might be something in the course that's there when you have questions on it, but like you might just double down on those two things for a season.
And this is easy because we can give you custom advice. What I would do is, it looks like you got 6 songs on Spotify. I would get to 10. Like make a goal to like get to 10. And then doing the whole playlisting thing makes a little bit more sense because now you have more music that's out that you can put on the playlists. But that's typically where I would recommend is like get to 10 songs, get comfortable with releasing music and doing that whole thing. Maybe release a couple covers and get familiar with that. And then just settle in. You're already doing the content thing. You might as well release 4 more songs and continue to play with content and find your audience and get used to that skill, those 2 skills. And then once you have enough songs, you can drop those on playlists and then worry about growing playlists. And then it kind of spirals from there.
Because I know from your guys' perspective, it probably looks like Joey and I have always been operating like this, where like we've just mastered all of these things. But in reality, we spent years focused just on social media with Mass Anthem, figuring out how Facebook works and how to make the content and focus on music videos and all that stuff. And then we spent years only focusing on Spotify, and we locked in on that first season and figured that out. And then, that's been the game is like, okay, now we have this thing locked in. What is next? We have this thing locked in. What is next? You're probably going to take that same approach. Okay, I'm in. I need to figure out how to release more music, get more funding, make more affordable music, release it, and create more content around it. Maybe that's my lane for a little bit. So do we. Yeah. You get paralysis by analysis. There's like so many things. It's like, I don't know what to do. I'm just not going to do any of them. I'm going to go watch Netflix. You know?
And we like to go back to it's the one thing saying. It's like, if there was one thing that we could do for the rest of this year, and if that thing were true, that'd be great. Like, I would check off this year. Like, what would that one thing that would create the biggest impact in your music?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's going to be different every year.
Yeah. And by the way, if you don't know what that is, or if you are in this place like Sylvia's talking about right now, like, I just don't know where to start. That's what these live calls are for. Like, come to us and like you can literally say, yo, Jason, Joey, I need some help here. What is my right next step? What would you do for where I am? Like, that's the whole point of these calls. Like, we want you guys to bug us and to use this. So I would take advantage of that if I were you. Is like, okay, I'm focused on this now. Do you guys think this is a good way to spend my time now? Is there anything else we should be doing? Like, if for the next year I focus on this, is this a good move? And we're happy to chime in. Sound good?
Plus, you're just starting out. Aren't you like graduating in like a couple weeks? Oh, yeah.
You would have saved a lot of time if you took my advice and quit a few months ago, Sylvia. Smart
Wait,
man.
her music teacher telling her that?
Why don't you
Oh,
just
man.
not?
Just not. Well, you should have some more time.
Yeah.
In the summer.
Yeah. Because you're juggling a lot with that.
Mm-hmm.
So. Oh, great. Okay. Fantastic. Well, gang, that was 2 hours. Did everybody get a little bit of value out of this one? Any good gems in here? Yeah. Fantastic. Fantastic.
Thanks for hanging.
Share all your wins with us this week in the community section. Any questions that you're working through, we want to hear from you. And keep your eye out for the Meta Ads course coming soon. Unless it is not the right next step for you, then ignore it. We'll see you guys